Welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and I am going to do the arena store today. I'm going to do a video on what guys you should be farming out of here and which ones you shouldn't be. Now, this is the third hardest place to get characters. I would say, I guess it's probably the second easiest, or the third hardest. Semantic, whichever way you want to look at it. Obviously, the Galactic War store is the easiest, and then, of course, your guild store is going to be the hardest, and, of course, Cantina is a little harder. The Cantina store, because you got to earn those Cantina credits, and it takes a little longer. The Arena store, you should be able to, anybody should be able to get probably 10 shards of any character every single day out of here. You should get at least 800 packages. That would be 600 from your daily challenge of competing in the arena. You know, when you go to the ranks and you get the arena, you should be able to get about 600, and then you should get another 200 for the completion of your daily activities. There's 800. That should very easily get you what you need. Now, if you go to the prizes, all you need 600 plus the 200. So if you can be top 200 on your shard, you will get the 800 that I'm talking about. And if you can do better than that, you can get your rewards up to almost 1200, so you can almost get 15 a day. But 10 a day, 10 is not bad at all. I mean, if you can get 10 of any character, you're doing good. So we're gonna go to the squad arena. First, I'm gonna go off of the bottom, and then we're gonna work our way up to the top. And I want to start at the bottom first, and the reason for that is on the redeem, the top three items, the credits and the ability Mark III material. Those are amazing. Those are going to be what you need the most in the game. I mean, credits everybody needs, and this Mark III is the rarest of all three other than the Omega ability material. But I'm going to tell you that until you have all of your top 5 to top 8 farmed out of here, I would not waste it at all. So these three are going to make the bottom three. Now my list is compiled of, basically I've grouped everything in here, and there's 16 characters or items inside of this store. I've grouped it into four characteristics. The wait till the end, definitely don't do right now, which are those first three. And then I'm going to have like a top 6. I'm going to have kind of a middle 5, and I'm going to have the bottom 4. And of course, these are my opinions. This is just what I feel like. And for you guys, you may want to adjust and rotate. You may know something I don't, or you may have certain characters that you're specifically looking for a specific reason. And so this is, again, just for a general rule of thumb to give people an idea of kind of where they should go and what they should get. Now, we're going to start off with the bottom 4. If we take out the top 3 right there, we're going to go to the last 4, the bottom 4 characters you don't want to do. So the top 15 characters, the very worst one, the one you want to wait till the very end to do, is going to be the Coruscant Underworld Police, CUP or CUP. This character is going to be, he's the most underwhelming in this entire area, and I would highly recommend you wait till the end. His kit doesn't work that well. I would still recommend farming him up to 7 stars at the end when you've got everybody else, just because you're going to have a ton of this credit, and you might as well have all your characters 7-starred. Why not, right? So you never know when the game is going to rework a particular character or bring out new characters that will work in synergy with a particular character. So if you just ignore the Underworld Police forever, and you don't level them up, at some point you may find that to be a disadvantage to other characters who have decided to, or other players who've decided to do that. But it does make the bottom of the 15, the top 15 list. So I would say this is number 15. Number 14 is going to be Ugnaught. Now, if you've read or watched any of my previous videos, you'd know that I kind of like Ugnaught for a reason. He's really good against droids. It's about all that he's good against, and I started farming him up pretty quickly. You can see 79 of 85. I was running with him for a minute, and that was a mistake. Of course, the new raid will be against droids. I don't think that he's going to be as utilitarian as I thought. However, I did farm quite a bit of him. The raids have come out as far as the information, and we know that they're giving special perks and bonuses to the Jawas and to the Jedi. So I'm going to be building a Jawa Jedi team more than likely, and I have Eth Koth, who's a Jedi and an anti-droid specialist, and of course I've got my Jawas that I'm working on. So I would put him at 14th place. Again, he in theory is really, really cool, and you know, I think that he might work okay in the new raid, but I just think the Jawas are going to do better. The other thing is Ugnaught is one of the worst characters to gear. His gearing is absolutely atrocious at over 1,000 purples, and I believe he's at 5 or 6 for his raid gear parts. So I'm going to put him in number 4. Number 13. Number 13, Ugnaught was 14th. Is going to, number 12 and 13 are going to ruffle some feathers because these are some cultic characters people love. I just find that their kits aren't as good and there's not as much synergy with these two characters. So number 13 is Asajj Ventress. She is a Night Sister, and unfortunately that's about where it ends. She does have self-healing, and upon enemy death she generates more attack power. The issue with her is that she's in theory a really nice character. Again, you'd really have to have her completely maxed geared to even see her working on average as okay. But the synergy with the Night Sisters isn't as good as everybody was hoping. And so I would just say that because of the lack of synergy that the Night Sisters bring to the table with each other, I have a friend that has the entire Night Sister setup, max geared, max everything, and he's just sadly disappointed by all of it. So I would put her on number 13 on the list. And right behind her in number 12, again, I'm going to ruffle some feathers, but Savage, or Savage. Some people pronounce it Savage Opress or Savage Opress. He is a durable attacker. He does do a lot of damage, and of course, if someone's about to die, he can do a really, really powerful attack. I've seen some really cool videos of him, and I do desperately want them to make the Darth characters just much better, the Sith characters, that is, much better. I really want there to be a very, very viable Sith team, but at this point, with all the Sith characters, they're getting stronger. I mean, Darth Vader has gotten stronger, of course, but the Sith just they don't have the same synergy that a lot of the other characters inside of the game have. So I'd put Oppress down at number 12. Now, this is a list of who you should farm, right? So he's at the bottom of the list of farming. If you've already farmed him, use him. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to don't do what you want to do. This is just my suggestions, my opinions. Now, the middle, that's the bottom 4. Savage Opress, Asajj Ventress, Ugnaught, Coruscant Underworld Police, and of course below that, the credits or ability material. Now, the middle section is going to be kind of the middle 5. These are 5. You can farm in any order. They would be number 7 through 11, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And really, it just depends on what team you're building and how you're building it. So in this, I have, for number 11, Grand Moff Tarkin. Now, he is actually a pretty cool character. I have seen a lot of people just recently in the last month start to max him out and use him. A lot of excitement, of course, anytime you can get an Empire character. And him by himself, he does pretty good. I would put him at number 11, and if you're going to do Empire or looking to do Empire, and I think Empire is for offense mods. I stand corrected on that, but let me just go ahead and check really quick. Whoops, wrong button. Let's go to mod challenges, Empire. Yeah, so they're potency mods. I'm an idiot. I thought the offense mod. So it's First Order and Empire. I was confused. But anyway, Empire allowed. So he's part of the Empire team. Of course, he's the character I would recommend if you're doing that to bump him up higher than number 11. But for now, on this list, again, these middle 5 are going to be arguably just switch around based off of your needs. Number 10 is going to be Greedo. He's lower on the totem pole. He is a decent scoundrel, but I actually put for number 9 Newt Gunray, and of course Newt is a boy. I learned that out. Now I've seen him in the show, but it was one of those characters that I just did not remember. And of course I got castrated online for calling him a girl. You guys do not forget to let me know when I mess up, and that is okay. I do want to make sure that I'm talking about these characters properly. And I have seen the movies, and I am a fan, but obviously I did not know that Newt was a guy, but that's okay. He's an alien, so there's reason for why I was confused. Anyway, Newt I definitely put at number 9. Again, if you're going to do a really awesome team that includes Scoundrel, specifically for the Scoundrel event, you may want to bump Greedo or Newt Gunray higher on your list, but I put these guys right in the middle as the people in the middle to farm. So Greedo, and then the one you should farm in number 9 before Greedo would be Newt, and then before Newt Gunray, number 8 is Eth Koth. Now the reason why he's in the middle and number 8 is there are better characters to farm. However, he's going to get bonuses for being a Jedi, and he's an anti-droid specialist, and you can see I already maxed him out, so I would highly recommend Eth Koth to everybody. I put him in the top 8 as the 8th character to farm, and you may want to bump him up higher on this list. Again, my middle 5 is just characters that you should do before the bottom 5 or the bottom 4. So Eth's definitely on there. And then in this middle 5, in number 7 is Darth Sidious. I highly recommend Darth Sidious. He's an excellent character. He is one of the fun Darth characters in the game that you can play with. He's excellent at his heal block. He has a nice AoE with damage over time. I used him in Galactic War for the longest time with a healer base to get through it because of his AoE and his heal block. And for the first couple of months, he was a staple on my Galactic War team. So I definitely put him in the middle. Now we're going to go to the top 6. The top 6 are going to vary based off of what are you trying to accomplish. Now, with no matter what you're trying to accomplish, number 6, I'm going to go ahead and say will be Chief Nebit, or Nebbit, but I say Nebit because the I is after the B. So Chief Nebit, I would say that he's in the 6th spot, and the reason for that is the top 5 really are more important than Chief, unless of course you're trying to get your Jawas up, and then of course roll him up higher in the list for you in the rankings. But he's an excellent character, so definitely get him maxed out. He's number 6. Now these top 5 characters, I'm going to do the countdown. I'm going to do 2 countdowns for the top 5. I'm going to do if you decide to do Rebels, and if you decide to do Droids. So first we're going to do Droids. First, Droids. If you're going to do Droids, your top 5 people you should farm should look like this. Number 5 should be Leia, because she's not as important as the other droids, but she's still a standalone great DPS character. She can go stealth, and you can make sure that she can kind of stand alone and protect herself through the stealth, and she's going to do damage. So just a standalone great character. Plus, she's a rebel. You're going to need that down the road for mod table events, as well as trying to unlock Emperor Palpatine if you haven't finished unlocking him. So Princess Leia, just an overall great character. She'd be your number 5. Number 4 on that character, of course, is going to be her assistant, Admiral Akbar. Now, I put him higher than Leia, and the reason for that is he is very, very usable in the raids. He's very usable in the Galactic War. He's very usable everywhere. I mean, you can use him absolutely anywhere. He has a cleanse that heals the team. He can give people an extra turn if they use a special ability. So someone like Rey, they can use their triple attack and then immediately after use their double attack. So I've got him higher than Leia. I just really feel like as a leader, he brings more to the table than Leia. And then number 3, if you're doing droids, is going to be Stormtrooper Han. Now, it goes without saying, I think Stormtrooper Han is definitely one of the top 3 characters in the Arena store, and he should be in your top 3. I did not level him up early on. I do regret that. I wish I had spent more time on him. Now, the reason why he makes the top 3 is not only is he a rebel, so he works great with Admiral Akbar and Leia, but he also is going to work really great on a Scoundrel team. He's an excellent tank for teams. I know people that use him with the Emperor Palpatine and the other Empire-type combinations as the tank, but he's going to be number 3 on both of these lists because he's one of the first 3 characters you should get farmed up. Now remember, this is droids. You're going to go farming droids, so number 2 is going to be IG-88. And I've got him as number 2 because if you're going to do a droid team, there's no better character than HK-47 for the leader ability. So I would do HK-47 as the number 1 farm. Then I would move to IG-88. Then I would go to Stormtrooper Han. Then I would go to Leia or Admiral Akbar. And then I would go to Leia. And the reason for all of this is just, again, if you're focused on droids, the first 2 characters out of the arena store should be your leader for your droid team, and then IG-88 because he is a scoundrel, and then Stormtrooper Han because he's a scoundrel and a great tank. And then you need to supplement your farming with Admiral Akbar and Leia, and then Chief Nebbit. He's going to be very usable in the future and is currently pretty usable now. And then after that, in the middle, you could do Darth Sidious, Eth Koth, Nute Gunray, Grand Moff Tarkin, any of those characters. And then at the end, if you have time and you want to, you could do those last characters such as Cup or Ugnaught or Oppress or Ventress. So now let's go to what are the top 5 if you decide to do Rebels. Now this is very, very difficult, and it angers me greatly that they put 3 of the best Rebels in the exact same store. So you have to farm triply slow, or you've just got to focus on one character at a time. Now I do have an alt account that I use that is a level 61, and I am doing an Akbar Princess Leia combo with my Stormtrooper Han as my tank, and I've got them all to 5 stars, and I am doing them at the exact same time. Now I will tell you that takes absolutely forever, but I want my team to grow together in strength, and I know that the gearing and leveling is going to strengthen my characters significantly. The stars do make a big difference, but 3 of them at 5 star is probably better than 1 of them at 7 star and the other 2 at 1 star or 2 star. So this is why I'm doing them evenly. I can't say what's right for you, but I think if you're going to make them your arena team, you should. If you're not going to make them your arena team, then maybe focus on one at a time. So number 5, of course, is going to be HK-47. He would be your 5th farm. He is least important in the top 5 for you if you're doing the Rebels, but he is a great leader. He's fun on the droid teams, and he's great if you're going to do dark side battles. Then number 4 is going to be IG-88. Of course, IG-88 is a phenomenal droid, but he brings to the table also being a scoundrel now, and he's got ability block and an AoE, and he's a heavy hitter. So he's going to make the top 4 for sure. Again, I said on both lists, Stormtrooper Han will be number 3, and he definitely is number 3 on the Rebels list. And then the last 2 is going to be Leia in 2nd spot, and I put her below her leader Admiral Akbar because without a leader, Leia is good, but she is phenomenal with Admiral Akbar, and of course Admiral Akbar number 1. Now keep this in mind, you can shift shape all you want, you can simultaneously farm at the same time if you want, and of course that slows you down doubly or triply. If you're going for Rebels, you are kind of screwing yourself up front if you're a new character, because you're going to take a much longer time to farm your characters. If you were just to pick one of these characters out of here and farm them up and build a team around different places to farm. But if you do the Rebels, you will not regret it down the road. Down the road, you will be able to rise, and once you have your character strong enough, you'll be able to build a phenomenal team. It's just trying to farm 3 of the characters you need out of the exact same store is horrible. So it just is what it is. I did it. I'm doing it on my alt account. So if you guys do it, I understand. Again, these are just ideas on how to farm the arena store. Somebody had asked, what should I be farming? So in conclusion, basically, if you're going Rebels, do Admiral Akbar, Leia, Stormtrooper Han, IG-88, HK-47, Chief Nebbit, and then start adding the rest of them down the road. If you're doing droids, get your HK-47 and your IG-88, then add Stormtrooper Han, Admiral Akbar, and Leia, and then of course Chief Nebbit, and start going after that. Eth Koth or Darth Sidious or Nute Gunray after that. Maybe Grand Moff Tarkin. So anyway, this is my opinion. This is what I would do if I had it over to do. And of course on my alt, this is exactly how I am doing it. And I would highly suggest that you have a game plan regardless of what your game plan looks like. And as always, if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the new format of the videos. I am excited a little bit to make the beginning of the videos have an introduction, and I appreciate all your guys' feedback. I do love the comments that you leave down below. I do try to respond to each and every one of them. And as always, have a wonderful day. Keep your gaming on. Warrior